Hello, and welcome to the short overview of what you need to do to be prepared for car cutting day. Even if you are not in Pack 736, located in beautiful Glen Allen, Virginia, this guide can help any scout, adult, or hobbyist get ready to cut their Pinewood Derby car. So let's get right to it. The first thing you will need is the wood block from your car kit, one of the wheels, a piece of blank paper, a pair of scissors, and a pencil. Start by tracing the narrow side of the block of wood onto the paper, and mark where each wheel axle is. These are the two shallow cuts on the bottom of the car. Next, take one of the wheels, and carefully making sure the center is at the wheel axle mark, trace around it. This will complete the side outline of your car. Next, trace the wide side of the block of wood, again marking where the axle cuts are. A trick many car builders use is to trace it directly against the bottom edge of the side just completed, or slightly lower and exactly perpendicular so you can see the location of the wheels. However you determine it, you will need to mark where the edges of the wheels will be. Staying within the side and top outlines, you can now draw the shape you want your car to be cut. It can be any shape you like, but there are a couple of rules to follow. First, the distance between the inside of the wheels must be exactly 1 3/4 inches. This is the width of the block of wood, so it is best to leave the area around the axle intact. Second, you need to leave enough wood to hold the wheel axles, the nails in other words, in place and under pressure. During races, cars have been known to jump the track and crash, putting enough force in the wheels to bend the metal nails and split the wood. It is advisable to leave at least 1/4 inch of wood on all sides to make sure a crash won't take a car out of the race. Third, remember that the axles must be placed in the axle groove locations. Cars found placing wheels in any other location are immediately disqualified. Plan ahead for your wheels to be placed at these points. Last but not least, there must be a substantial portion of wood at the front center of the car with no other parts extending past it. This is where the peg of the starting gate will rest, so it needs to be beefy in order to handle the friction of the gate over multiple races. Remember, nothing can extend forward past the center point of your car. Beyond these rules, the sky is the limit on designs. Don't forget, there is no front or back on an uncut block of wood until the builder makes that decision. Some cars have long noses and stubby tails, while other cars have just the opposite. After you have drawn the shape of your car, cut out the design from the rest of the paper. These are now your car templates. Use them to transfer your design onto the side and top of your car. But don't throw them away. You will need them at the car cutting. When you have your car cut, the saw operator is going to follow the lines you have drawn on your block of wood. Make sure to bring your templates with you. Sometimes cutting one side will require the lines to be drawn on the other side again, and the templates can be used to check everything in progress. Once the cutting is complete, you will have to do some sanding to perfect any fine curves and lines. The saw only makes the major cuts for you, not the details. This is because the pine wood can splinter easily, and it's always better to be safe than sorry. One other thing to remember is that unless you have a very specialized saw with a skilled operator, cars can only be cut on the flat surfaces, in other words, the top and the sides. Once cutting starts, flat surface sides disappear until you're left with just the bottom. Unless you find someone with a specialized saw, it's almost impossible to make accurate cuts after the sides and top are complete. For those in Pack 736, leaders will use electric sanders to smooth the cut cars before returning them to their owners. This is done to erase the saw marks that might be impossible for young hands to sand away. Additional sanding will be required though, especially for fine details, but the hard work will already be done. So let's review what you need for car cutting. Bring your block of wood and your templates, but leave your wheels, axles, and any other parts at home so they do not get lost. If you're a scout in Pack 736 and have not had a car kit issued to you, they will be available at the car cutting time assigned to your den. Adults and non-scouts who wish to enter the open racing events may also purchase a car kit for a nominal fee. And that's everything you need to know for car cutting day. Don't forget to start planning your cars as soon as possible and give yourself enough time to build and paint them. We will see you in the pit soon.